Hello everybody. In today's episodes, we're going to be diving into the magical realm of the five elements in Chinese energetic medicine systems. And these five elements are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. They're basically like a secret code within your body, and we kind of carry each element in a certain way, but some people have dominant elements in their constitution. So we're going to be discussing how you can get a little bit more aware of these elements in nature, in emotions, seasons, and so on. I'm also going to be sharing some practical tips to balance some of these elements out. So grab your notebook and pen and let's discuss these elements. And let's go through them in an very easy peasy way for you to understand them. So get cozy and let's begin. The next element is going to be water, which is divine power, love, and transcendental identity of man. That's a mouthful. Transcendental identity of man. But water is transformative, so that's why it's so deeply engraved in our identity and our yin, which is the essence of our body. So water is the energy of winter time, which is odd, but I guess it's not that odd because winter cools the water and makes frosty and snow, so I guess in hail and stuff. So it is the time for stillness, rest, to rebuild ourselves, to get ourselves backed up, right? So you want to like have all these things within ourselves to be able to rest for the next springtime, for the next wood time. So this is going to be the direction of the north. Oh, interesting, because it's snow, you know, cold in the north side. It's cold in the south side too, but whatever, it's north, all right? So the color of this element is blue, obviously, water, blue. And the voice can be groaning, almost like oh, I can't work anymore, like you're just tired, like we should all be resting in winter time. That's kind of how it feels, low-key. The emotion is fear, and it can be represented as fear of scarcity. Winter, there's no food, you know, you gotta like preserve things so they can last you through the winter, because the winter is long and dark. What is the thing that they say in Game of Thrones? Winter is coming. And it's basically the storehouse. So the planet of the planet of water is going to be Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication, expression, thinking, analyzing, learning, educating yourself, and flexibility and adaptability, which makes so much sense because water is very flexible. It adapts to situations. Also in wintertime, we tend to be a little bit more to ourselves, so we don't communicate as much. So Mercury helping us with that a little bit, you know. The constitution is gonna be weird, like the shape, you know, every shape has been kind of like a normal shape. Well, water, it has the shape of wavy shape. I don't know, like waves, I guess. Waves, wavy. These people tend to be a little thicker side. They're usually like the people that you call big boned, that even if they eat really well, they work out very well, they just tend to be a little bit bigger. They're thicker, they have thicker jaws, they have big eyes, they have thicker eyebrows, big bone, thick hair, so they're just thicker in general. They have a larger body, a larger head, and they have also like very uneven features. It's like these asymmetrical people, like their face looks very asymmetrical, and their bodies as well. And their complexions tends to be a little darker in general, so a lot of spots, darker underneath their eyes, just a little darker in general. And these people tend to talk with a relaxed and tone voice, so very relaxed, almost like they can't get it. I'm just kidding, but like they could have like a groaning voice, or relaxed deep voice. And when they're walking, they walk a little bit slower, and they're almost like dragging their feet. And they tend to like, obviously, winter seasons, and dislike summer seasons and spring seasons. A balanced water element person is going to be someone that is very good at negotiating. Like, they have really good skills and they like to negotiate. Someone who is not discouraged by difficulty, and it's most likely a great leader. They carry themselves with sympathy, and they're loyal to their friends and family and employees. They're like the great boss, the one that like you love a lot, not the ones that you don't like. They have a clear perspective of what they want, and they're very powerful in that way, because they tend to be combine leadership with like being tender and soft, so it goes really well, and people tend to really like them if you're a balanced water element. And they also have really strong faith in themselves, so they can go through hardships, but they're like, I got this, I'll do this, I'll go through this, and then I'll come out of the other side. So those are the water peoples. And the yin water person is going to be someone that is almost lacking spirituality, emotional, and mental energy. It's going to be someone that is like you go into a deep conversation, they're like, I can't handle this. Like, they just like to stay in the surface. They kind of like give up on trying to change their destiny and their life. They're like, whatever happens, happens. They don't have a lot of energy to kind of like control that aspect of themselves. So they lack the determination to achieve their goals and work. They tend to be the lazy person at work. These people need to learn to conserve their energy for themselves and learn to break down things so they can do it, right? So this is like the procrastinator that has like a million things to do at the end of the month. But like, if they just broke it down throughout the month, then they wouldn't have all these things that take up so much energy, right? So this person needs to learn how to break these things down so they don't have a lot to do at the end. They need to avoid procrastination, but they're probably not gonna avoid procrastination. They just need to learn how to break it down so it can work for them. And they need to also learn to overcome the fear of failure and learn from failure as well. And the young water element person is going to be the overachievers, the ones that are great under stress. Put them 3, 4, 5 million papers to do or tasks to do, and they will do it. They are great under pressure, but they tend to lack consideration on others because they don't understand why can they do it. Like, why? Like, if I can do it, why can you do it? Well, some people have that extra energy to be able to work under pressure. Some people can't. So they tend to be a little bit more greedy and cold-blooded because they're like, you're lazy. Like, I can't be with y'all. Like, that's kind of how it feels. It almost also like they have like the yin person has a fear of failure. Well, this person, the young person, tends to have a fear of losing control and losing like the control that they have within their work or life. And they also tend to blame others for problems that happen because they're overachievers, because they work really well under stress. They tend to really kind of hurt people by blaming everybody. This person needs to learn how to act on stillness, reserve their energy, stop judging others, that they can work as much as they can. They also have to surrender their ego and work in trusting the processes and work in like their spirituality as well, because they need to have some kind of like open heart and trust in other people to do a good job as well. And also, I didn't mention the organs that are related to water, which is kidneys and bladder. So water, kidneys filter water, bladder gets rid of water. So that makes sense. I just didn't mention it. But the balancing practices for water element is going to be obviously resting, when you need to rest, and be active when you need to be active. So just kind of like working on that, and reflection and meditation, those are good practices for somebody with water element. They can the way that they can nourish their water, like in diet, you're gonna want to eat a lot of black beans, seaweed, dark and rich mineral foods, so like darken in color. They also need to maintain good hydration and good water, because you can drink water as much as you want, but if it doesn't have the minerals, again, it is not going to it's not going to hydrate you as much. And a good exercises for them is going to be qigong and tai chi, just because it's very calming and still, so it's going to help them bring some energy to the reserves which they need. The way that water generates wood, as we go back to the cycle, it's obviously waters plants and trees, and that helps the nourishment of plants and growth for the spring. So the reserves, it goes through the reserves of the plants and the wood, so it can grow to a strong tree. So I hope you like this episode. I will do a second part where we talk about the 5 spirits, which it goes into more of the emotional aspects of ourselves, and I'll explain what are the 5 spirits of the organs, and we'll go deeper into the organ systems. But I just wanted to kind of give an overview of all the elements. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Love you.